Melissa and this is Jessie. We are Adventure Endeavor, and today is a project day. We are going to be building out our toy box right here. We have this lift top coffee table for storage of our exercise equipment, and then we've got a few bags of pellets for our Green Mountain Grills smoker, and then a bag of dog food back there as well. But we want to get it all situated and set up just a little bit better in our toy hauler over here. So we are going to build out a custom bench.
Yeah, it's the continuing saga. If you saw our other video, we did some vinyl flooring in here. We recently did a lift top desk for Melissa. I built my desk a while ago, so this is kind of the last piece to the puzzle. It'll keep everything organized. It'll give us a place to work out, store weights, and store some essentials that we need on the road.
Exactly, and it's also going to have a cushion on top of it, so it'll be a seat as well.
Eventually we'll have a cushion, because we gotta find that. But before we get started, guys, make sure you subscribe, and if you enjoy the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. It really helps us out. Basically, we're gonna be building the bench almost entirely out of plywood. We're gonna be using some wood screws, and we're gonna paint it white, and then we're gonna make a nice top out of it that's going to be stained darker color. What stain did we get? We got the dark walnut stain, and we're going to do a clear coat on the top of the bench also.
This thing, as you can tell, is breaking.
He just snapped it. So like Melissa said, this is an old lift top coffee table type chest, whatever you want to call it. We bought it when we had our first rig, our Keystone Cougar, and it worked well in there, and it kind of just became the home for the weights, the yoga blocks, all this stuff. But over time, putting our selectable dumbbells in there has caused the bottom of it down here to start cracking. So our plan is to basically build a rectangular corral, and then the weights will be lifted inside, and I'll have a lift top lid that'll probably just fold in this direction. We're gonna do it split so that we can put our dog food, our pellets, all that kind of stuff on one side that will not be opened as often, probably towards the back. And then on the other side, our plan is to put our weights so we can lift them out, we can set them on the lid. It'll be used as a weight bench, it'll be used as a seating area, because sometimes we like to sit out here and have the back open and have dinner or whatever. And eventually we might do like I believe it's called a lagoon table that would mount to the front, and it would have a swivel, so it would give us a lot of versatility. That's what we love about the toy box, is we're building it to what we want and what we need.
Exactly. You essentially get like a blank canvas to build whatever you want in the toy box. So,
yeah. So first step is to clear all this stuff out of the area, and then start taking some measurements.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so we got the area all cleaned out. We have a nice clean slate. So our plan is to basically attach a board to these Happy Jack rails, and then we're gonna kind of build off of that. So similar to the way I did it over here on the other side, basically I removed a couple of these screws, attached a board to it, and then it gives you a really nice place, a solid mounting surface to mount, you know, your starter plate essentially, and then build off of that rather than screwing into here or screwing into this metal. It's easy and it's all removable. So the way we're building it, in theory, we can just build the whole bench and then take it out, paint the whole thing, put it in with 4 screws, and then we're done. Got it? Got it. Yes, so we cut our first piece. Basically, we want to run from this Happy Jack all the way over to our screen in the corner there. We have a screen that we pull down. And so the game plan is to use this as our starting plate. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove this screw that's in here, and we're gonna basically put the screw through this piece of wood so it's attached. So that's how we're gonna attach our bench. Super simple, easy, removable, and we're not drilling any holes into steel or into our interior at all. So it's super clean, and if we ever sell it, we can pull it out and there's nothing remaining, nothing left from what we did to it. These screws here, these are the factory screws that screw the Happy Jack, I'm calling them rails, these whatever, where the chains go, into place. So we know these are good. These are factory. I know because I already measured on the other side when I built my other desk that this is how much longer we're gonna need, because keep in mind, we're accounting for the width of the plywood, which is 3/4 of an inch. And then we're also gonna be putting the plywood onto this. So we also need the depth from here to here. So basically we went ahead and got, they're 3¼ inch screws in length. And we got the same gauge or thickness, whatever you want to call it. So, all right guys, so these are our longer screws in place. We took out the factory screws, we put our longer ones in. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this piece of plywood, line it up where we want. We're gonna whack this with a hammer. And what it's gonna do is it's gonna leave a circular mark here. So then we know where to drill our hole so we can attach this first initial piece of plywood to the Happy Jack rail system.
Did it work?
Like a glove.
It worked.
So now we know we're gonna drill our hole there, pull this screw out, and then basically screw this piece of wood up against the trailer. Same on this side. Worked perfectly. 20.
So right now we're measuring for how deep we want the bench, or not deep, the width?
Yeah, I guess the width, right?
This direction?
This direction.
The width?
So we're gonna go 20 inches. We went 20 inches tall with our starting plate. We'll do both of our sides 20-inch depth, and that is perfect for pellets because we plan, like we said in the back, we plan on doing 2 bags of pellets and 2 bags of dog food just as a storage, nice storage area. What is it called? The old homage is measure twice, cut once. Is that the thing?
That's it.
So in theory, we're looking at 60 3/4. And then you want to make sure, so this is the back of the bench. Obviously when you build and before when you cut, you want to come in here and measure, and it should be pretty close. Obviously I have my square there. We did just square it up, but it's kind of hard to square it up. And so basically we put our square in here to make sure it's nice and straight. We put our square on the other side, and then we're showing that our back measurement is the same as our front measurement. So we're gonna go ahead and cut our face and then screw it all together. So far, so good. We got the bench all screwed in together, so we have a perfect square or box or rectangle, whatever you wanna call it. Now we're gonna take it outside. We're gonna give it a really good sanding, and we're gonna hit it with some white paint. We're just gonna use a really thick roller, and we're gonna give it a 2-3 coats of white paint so it's nice and durable. Then we'll pull it back in. We're gonna add a couple supports out of 2x4s. Actually, you know what? We're gonna add the supports first so we can paint the supports as well. We're gonna add one across the back to give it a little strength, and then something down the center, because we plan on making one half being able to open independently from the other half. So we'll have 2 lids essentially.
The next day.
All right, so the bench is screwed into the trailer. Now we're gonna start making our top. We have these redwood planks. They're about 12 inches wide and about 8 feet long. Luckily, I'm very fortunate that my dad had these laying around the house. So we're gonna take 2 of them, and we're gonna make the top, and we're gonna make it a lift top. I got my first top piece cut. We did a little bit of an overhang over here, so it has a nice edge. Obviously, this is all gonna get stained, sanded, throw a light clear coat on it. But what I need to do now is I don't want this gap here. So I'm gonna have to notch out for the Happy Jack chain system that we have here. So we're gonna notch that out, slide this piece in, then we're actually gonna cut it here. So there's a slight fixed piece. You guys will see, you'll understand when I do it. Okay, so here we're attempting to put our hinge. This is what we're gonna do. Our hinge is gonna be attached here, and then this board is gonna be able to tilt up like this and out of the way, so we have easy access. We just have 2 piano hinges in here, and then we're gonna add another board here as well. Imagine this wooden dowel inside both of these pieces of wood, extending about, you know, inch probably in each side, and we're gonna be gluing them and clamping them together, and with all the wood glue and everything, that should make them nice and strong, and they'll be one independent piece of wood. So we'll have one that flips open here, and then we'll have one together that flip open here. So 2 separate bays essentially. We got our boards all glued together. They came out pretty nice. I'm pretty happy with the seams. Now we're gonna give them a really good sanding. We're gonna stain them, and we're gonna put a clear coat. This is kind of the final process other than attaching them to the bench.
Okay, so we installed our back filler plate and then our piano hinge, but we just did 2 screws on each side of the piano hinge so that we could test it and make sure that it was going to go up and down smoothly. And now we're gonna go ahead and screw in the rest of the screws on our hinge. We really hope you enjoyed this video of a quick demonstration of one way to build out an RV toy box for livability. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you have not already, and give this video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.